Chapter 21 A beautiful woman in my arms, a moment of warmth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After watching for a while, Xuanhuan Mingyue gently closed 9 mysteries of Tianyin, her eyes sparkling with delight. Then, she turned to Jiang Chen, her voice soft, "Thank you, I absolutely love it." She carefully put the book away. Time flew as they chatted and sipped tea. Before they knew it, the horizon began to glow. Jiang Chen watched the sun slowly rise in the east, then turned to Xuanhuan Mingyue. "Why so eager to leave? Can't you stay a little longer?" Xuanhuan Mingyue slowly shook her head. "I really can't. They wanted me back 3 days ago." Her voice trailed off, becoming softer as she lowered her head. Jiang Chen simply nodded, understanding. He gently put his arm around her shoulders. Xuanhuan Mingyue leaned into him, resting her head on his shoulder. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sunrise. After about half an hour, Xuanhuan Mingyue whispered, "I really have to go." Jiang Chen turned to look at her. Their noses were almost touching. Xuanhuan Mingyue felt his closeness and her cheeks flushed, her heart racing. Jiang Chen, captivated by her delicate features, felt a rush of emotion. He moved closer, their noses brushed. Xuanhuan Mingyue closed her eyes, her eyelashes fluttering. She was trying hard to stay calm, but inside she was a bundle of nerves. Jiang Chen inhaled her delicate fragrance, then tilted his head. Their lips met. A jolt went through Xuanhuan Mingyue, her body stiffening, her mind blank, her hands clenched tightly. She felt completely lost. After a few moments, Jiang Chen slowly pulled back. Xuanhuan Mingyue still had her eyes closed, her cheeks burning. He paused, sensing her hesitation. Xuanhuan Mingyue blinked rapidly, then slowly opened her eyes. She saw Jiang Chen right in front of her. Remembering what had just happened, she quickly lowered her gaze, avoiding his eyes. After a while, Xuanhuan Mingyue calmed down, the blush fading from her cheeks. She looked at Jiang Chen, a deep, lingering gaze. Then, she took a pendant from inside her robe. She held it out to him. "This is my favorite jade pendant. Keep it safe and return it to me when we meet again." Jiang Chen took the pendant. He said earnestly, "Don't worry, I'll make sure you get it back, safe and sound." Seeing his serious expression, Xuanhuan Mingyue smiled, looking genuinely happy. She stood up. Jiang Chen started to rise, too. Xuanhuan Mingyue gently held his shoulder, stopping him. "Stay here. Wait until I'm gone before you leave. I want you to remember me at my best." Hearing the slight plea in her voice, Jiang Chen remained seated. He nodded, seeing his agreement. Xuanhuan Mingyue slowly raised her hand and gently stroked his cheek, then turned and walked away. Jiang Chen didn't turn around. He continued to watch the sun rise. He understood, she didn't want him to see her off because she was afraid she would cry. That's why she chose this way. Below the pavilion, Xiao Ling appeared as Xuanhuan Mingyue walked down the stairs, carrying a lot of things. Xiao Ling asked, "Miss, and Master Jiang?" Xuanhuan Mingyue replied, "It's fine, let's go." Seeing that Xuanhuan Mingyue didn't want to elaborate, Xiao Ling didn't press the issue, and they quickly left the pavilion. Instead of heading down the mountain, they went towards the dense forest. As she was about to disappear into the trees, Xuanhuan Mingyue couldn't resist a final glance back. She whispered, "Chen, I'll be waiting." Then, she turned away, leading Xiao Ling into the forest. Her usual cold and unapproachable demeanor returned. She replaced the veil on her face. Soon after leaving, they encountered a group of men dressed in black. A sedan chair was waiting. When the man in the lead saw Xuanhuan Mingyue, he bowed respectfully. "Miss, the master of the house sent us to escort you. Please, step into the sedan chair." Xuanhuan Mingyue gave him a cold look. She entered the sedan chair. The men in black quickly lifted the sedan, stepping into the air and disappearing. Back at the pavilion, Jiang Chen sat for about half an hour before finally getting up. He didn't try to find Xuanhuan Mingyue. Instead, he headed down the mountain. As soon as he left the path leading from the pavilion, Jiang Chen noticed someone watching him. A slight smile touched his lips. He avoided the main path back to the Jiang residence, choosing a less traveled route instead. Shortly after Jiang Chen left, 2 figures darted out of the bushes, their eyes fixed on the direction he had gone. After a moment of consideration, the darker-skinned of the 2 spoke. "I'll follow Jiang Chen for now. You go tell Master Xiao and the others to bring reinforcements." Okay. That the other man nodded and quickly ran towards the main entrance of Tianxiang Tower. The darker-skinned man hurried after Jiang Chen. He soon spotted Jiang Chen. He wasn't walking quickly, more like strolling through the countryside, but something felt off to the darker-skinned man. The trail was surrounded by bushes. While there were some plants, it was still a desolate place, not a place for sightseeing. The only upside he could see was that they didn't have to worry about being attacked by wild animals. Seeing that Jiang Chen wasn't moving fast, the man slowed his pace, keeping his distance. He thought, whatever this guy is up to, as long as I can stall him until the young master and the others arrive, my mission will be a success. The man's mood lifted. About half an hour later, Xuanhuan, following the marks left by the man, finally caught up with him. Seeing Jiang Chen, a cruel smile spread across Xuanhuan's face. He said coldly, "This is too good to be true. I thought my plan was ruined, but Jiang Chen's so eager to die, he's practically picked out his own grave." Bai Hongfei, standing nearby, smirked. Chapter 22. Are you here for a stroll too? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two sized each other up. His eyes darted around, but he didn't immediately jump Jiang Chen. Russell star. Then, two middle-aged guys hurried over. One of them whispered to Xuanhuan, "We swept the area, young master. Looks like Jiang Chen's rolling solo this time. No backup." Xuanhuan's eyes lit up, and Bai Hongfei smirked. A cruel glint flashed in his eyes. Whoosh, star. Xuanhuan and Bai Hongfei, no longer holding back, charged forward with their crew, closing the distance. Xuanhuan yelled, "Well, if it isn't second young master Jiang. Fancy meeting you out here." Hearing someone call out to him, Jiang Chen stopped, a faint smile playing on his lips and a cold glint in his eyes. But as he turned, he masked his emotions, feigning confusion. He looked at Xuanhuan, the ringleader, and said, "Second young master Xiao. Didn't expect to see you here. Just out for a stroll?" Jiang Chen gave him a knowing look, like they were two of a kind, but Xuanhuan just stared at him, an amused expression on his face. Bai Hongfei snorted with laughter. "We're not here for a stroll. We came to pay you a visit, second young master Jiang." Jiang Chen replied, "Just me? Why bring all this muscle to see me?" That even though Jiang Chen knew what they were up to, he played dumb, waiting to see their hand. He scanned the others. Xuanhuan and company had really stacked the deck. Two body-forging 8th-level cultivators among them. In Kamikaze City's 4 big families, the strongest cats were Divine Sea Realm 4th-level tops. You hit Divine Sea Realm 1st level, you're immediately an elder in the clan. Anyone above the 7th level of body forging? They're the backbone of the family. So these two 8th-level bruisers showed how badly Xuanhuan wanted Jiang Chen gone. Hearing Jiang Chen's questions, Bai Hongfei dropped the act. He glared at Jiang Chen. "We're here to send you off, second young master Jiang. To the afterlife." Bai Hongfei dropped the pretense, a gleeful look in his eyes. On cue, Jiang Chen pretended to be scared. He stumbled back a couple steps. "You want to kill me? You're not afraid of the Jiang family's wrath?" Bai Hongfei grinned. He loved the frightened look on a dying man's face. "Heh." Xuanhuan chuckled, "The Jiang family's all bark and no bite. What do we have to fear? You slipped through our fingers last time, but not today. Besides, it's deserted out here. Who's gonna find you? Even if the Jiangs figure out you're dead, they won't suspect us." "Ha ha ha." Bai Hongfei and Xuanhuan burst out laughing, but then their laughter died down, sensing something was off. A normal dude in this situation, even if he's not afraid of dying, he'd at least look a little worried. But Jiang Chen was too calm. That calm made Xuanhuan and his crew uneasy, but then they remembered their 8th-level muscle. It must be a bluff, they figured. Jiang Chen was trying to look cool to buy himself a chance, that made them even more smug. Then Jiang Chen said, "This is a great place to kill someone and get away with it. Since you're so eager to die, I'll help you out." "Ha!" Seeing Jiang Chen call their bluff, Bai Hongfei snapped his head to the man behind him. "Lu Neng, cripple this punk. I want him to die in pain and despair." Yes, master, that the body-forging 8th level cultivator, Lu Neng, stepped forward and charged Jiang Chen. His energy surged. A small whirlwind swirled around him, whipping up a whooshing sound. Lu Neng yelled, "Boy, you disrespected Master Bai. Time to pay." He slashed his palm down like a knife, aiming for Jiang Chen's hands, wanting to cripple him first. They closed the distance, and Jiang Chen just stood there like a deer in headlights. Bai Hongfei and Xiaoyun grinned, their smiles widening. Bang, star, but what happened next made their eyes bug out. Bai Hongfei couldn't help but scream. How is this possible? Instead of chopping Jiang Chen, Lu Neng found his arm caught in Jiang Chen's grip. Crack, star. Aya. Jiang Chen squeezed, bones snapped, and the man's face turned purple as he screamed in agony, "Huh?" Xiaoyun snapped out of his shock and barked at his crew, "Don't just stand there. Get him now. We gotta take this guy down." At Xiaoyun's command, another body-forging 8th level cultivator, Zhao Er, lunged forward, a short sword aimed at Jiang Chen's vital spots. Bai Hongfei had brought him along. Whoosh, star. Xiaoyun and the others joined the fray, drawing their weapons and swarming Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen was stronger than they thought, but Xiaoyun wasn't sweating it. They had 2 8th level body-forging experts, plus their numbers. They'd take Jiang Chen down, no problem. Chapter 23. No one left alive. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a flash, Zhao Er lunged at Jiang Chen, dagger gleaming, aiming straight for his chest. Meanwhile, Lu Neng, whose arm was still pinned, looked equally menacing. He channeled his inner energy, his free hand darting inside his robes. He drew a jade-green dagger. Then, Lu Neng slashed the dagger at Jiang Chen's lower abdomen. Boom. Suddenly, an invisible wall of energy erupted around Jiang Chen, halting both attacks. Bang, bang. The daggers struck the barrier simultaneously. No matter how much they poured their energy into it, they couldn't break through. Zhao Er cried, "Damn it. A Gang Qi shield. He's a divine Sea Realm master." Terrified, Zhao Er scrambled back, his face etched with disbelief, but Lu Ning's arm remained locked in Jiang Chen's grip, leaving him helpless. Divine Sea Realm, star. Xiaoyun and the others froze in their tracks, staring at Jiang Chen in shock. Phew. Ahem, star. Jiang Chen snatched the jade dagger from Lu Neng and, with a swift backhand, plunged it into Lu Ning's chest. Almost immediately, Lu Ning's body convulsed, foam flecking his lips. After a few final twitches, he lay still. The dagger was poisoned. "He's dead." Bai Hongfei stammered, horror dawning on his face as he watched his men fall. Jiang Chen's icy stare sent shivers down his spine. Run, star. Even though they didn't understand Jiang Chen's sudden power surge, their survival instincts kicked in. They spun around and bolted. "Stop him! Stop him!" Xiaoyun yelled, abandoning all pretense of loyalty. "If anything happens to me, your families will pay." Hesitantly, the 8th level body-forging cultivator paused. But after a moment of internal conflict, he too turned and ran, deciding against throwing his life away. Seeing their most powerful ally desert them, the others weren't about to be martyrs either. They all scattered, Xiaoyun's face contorted with rage. "Just you wait. I'll be back, and I'll wipe out every last one of your families." But before anyone could get far, Jiang Chen was already in motion, his true energy blazing. A surge of power coursed through him. Boom. He launched himself forward, a human projectile aimed at Xiaoyun and his fleeing entourage. In moments, Jiang Chen cut them off, his eyes burning with icy intensity. Escape was impossible. Xiaoyun crumbled, fear overriding any shred of pride. He dropped to his knees with a thud. "Second young Master Jiang, please. Have mercy. We were just messing around. We didn't mean any harm." He kowtowed repeatedly, banging his head on the ground. Seeing Xiaoyun grovel, Bai Hongfei, despite his reluctance, also knelt, desperation overriding his ego. "Xiaoyun's right. It was just a joke." Jiang Chen raised an eyebrow. "Oh, really?" Hope flickered in Xiaoyun's eyes. "Yes. A joke. You have to believe us." He lowered his head again, a picture of abject humility. Bai Hongfei followed suit. Beneath their bowed heads, humiliation festered. A spark of murderous resentment ignited in their eyes. Jiang Chen, you dare humiliate me like this? I, Xuanhuan, will have your blood. Bai Hongfei's fists clenched, his stomach churning, but survival trumped pride. Live to fight another day. After a long, tense silence, Jiang Chen threw back his head and laughed. You think I'm stupid? You mess up, you pay the price. Zhao Er, who was within hearing distance, reacted instantly. He spun around and sprinted. Xuanhuan and Bai Hongfei exchanged panicked glances. They scrambled to their feet and backpedaled frantically. Poof. Before Zhao Er could get far, a green flash sliced through the air, the jade dagger piercing his body. Boom. Propelled by Jiang Chen's energy, Zhao Er crashed to the ground. The poison sealed his fate. Jiang Chen, Xuanhuan snarled, if we die, the Xiao and Bai families will unleash hell on the Jiang family. Can you handle that? Your family is already on thin ice. Bai Hongfei retreated alongside Xuanhuan. The Jiang family has already crossed the Yun family. Add our two families to the mix, and you'll be exiled from Kamikaze City. Jiang Chen remained unmoved. Don't worry yourselves about the Jiang family's future. You won't be around to see it. With a burst of speed, Jiang Chen closed the distance. He seized them both by the throat, lifting them off their feet. Against the might of a divine sea realm expert, Xuanhuan and Bai Hongfei were powerless. They gasped for air, their faces turning purple. Jiang Chen, you wouldn't dare, snap, before Xuanhuan could finish, Jiang Chen crushed his windpipe. Bai Hongfei, witnessing the brutal execution, knew his end was near. His face hardened. Jiang Chen, I may die, but I'll make sure you suffer. His energy surged erratically, but before he could unleash it, Jiang Chen casually shattered his dantian, and the rebellious energy vanished. You, snap, with a final twist, Jiang Chen silenced Bai Hongfei forever. He turned to the others, his expression implacable. No one escaped. Every last one of those who came to attack him was wiped out. Chapter 24 Information Exploration, Taotie Divine Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With experience from last time, Jiang Chen felt completely at ease and remained unusually calm. Boom. Channeling his true energy, Jiang Chen quickly piled the bodies together. Then, he carried them deeper into the woods. Going about halfway down the trail, Jiang Chen tossed the bodies into a canyon and turned to leave. Hoho. Soon after Jiang Chen left, the scent of blood attracted a pack of wild beasts. The canyon erupted with their savage roars. Brush. Jiang Chen moved quickly through the trees and soon found himself back on the street. He masked his presence, walking slowly towards the Jiang family home. Jiang Chen knew it wouldn't be long before the Xiao and Bai families discovered Xuanhuan and the others were dead. Destroying the bodies was about erasing any possible evidence to buy them time. If the Xiao and Bai families decided to retaliate, it could be disastrous for the Jiang family, potentially triggering a major conflict. After all, everyone loves to kick someone when they're down. Jiang Chen understood that all too well. Plus, if the Jiang family fell, their resources would be up for grabs. Plenty of folks would be drooling at the prospect. As he walked, Jiang Chen spent his remaining chance points in the store for a skill called Hidden Qi Technique. This was a functional skill, perfect for masking his true strength and preventing enemies from getting a read on him, a must-have for staying low-key. As soon as the system completed the transfer, Jiang Chen instantly mastered the technique, fixing his strength at the 6th level of the body forging realm. Back at the Jiang family home, Jiang Chen visited his father. They talked for a while before he headed toward his room in the attic. He hadn't even reached the attic yet. A look of confusion crossed Jiang Chen's face. What's Daoxin doing sitting outside my door? As Jiang Chen got closer, Jiang Daoxin heard his footsteps. He looked up immediately, a faint smile spreading across his face as he recognized Jiang Chen. Second brother, you're back. He said. Jiang Chen said, Daoxin, what brings you here today? Didn't third uncle have you training? Jiang Daoxin replied, since my strength hit the 6th level of body training, my dad said I don't need to train so much. Now, he wants me to listen to you and our older brother. Jiang Chen nodded, then, I noticed you've been waiting a while. Is something up? Jiang Daoxin scratched his head, responding, Big brother sent me. He said he wants to take us to the 100 Beasts Mountains to train, so he asked me to tell you. Since you weren't home and I didn't have anything else to do, I just waited here. 100 Beasts Mountains. Hearing this, a glimmer of excitement appeared in Jiang Chen's eyes. He'd been looking forward to that place. His strength had improved a lot recently, but his actual combat experience was lacking. It was impossible to fully utilize his skills. The trip to the 100 Beasts Mountains was the perfect opportunity to gain some experience. After a moment of consideration, Jiang Chen gently opened the door. Gesturing for Jiang Daoxin to follow him into the courtyard, Jiang Chen asked, You said big brother is out. When will he be back? Do you know what he's doing? Jiang Daoxin shook his head quickly. Brother left in a hurry, acting all mysterious. He just gave me a few quick instructions and took off. After hearing Jiang Daoxin's explanation, Jiang Chen shifted his attention to him, taking him in with a glance. Information flashed before Jiang Chen's eyes. Name, Jiang Daoxin. Identity, direct descendant of the Jiang family. Strength, 6th level of body forging realm. Bloodline, none. Physique, Taotie divine body, not activated. The Taotie divine body can devour the flesh and blood of monsters and beasts, as well as rare treasures, to enhance its power. When the divine body reaches its peak, it can swallow heaven, earth, sun, moon, and stars in a single gulp. Seeing this information, Jiang Chen's eyes widened in surprise. He'd only just discovered his system's ability to see other people's stats when he got back. He hadn't expected to find something so significant, the Taotie divine body, among the top 20 physiques. Jiang Chen never would have guessed it. His seemingly average younger brother was actually a hidden genius. Noticing Jiang Chen staring, Jiang Daoxin looked confused. Second brother, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? Jiang Chen waved his hand dismissively. Daoxin, have you felt any changes in your body recently? He asked. He had a reason for asking. Before the Taotie divine body awakened, it should have been tough for Jiang Daoxin to improve his strength. After all, awakening required a massive amount of energy. If the energy wasn't at a critical point, there wouldn't be any left over to boost his power. But now, Jiang Daoxin had broken through to the 6th level of body training. From this, it wasn't hard to guess that the Taotie divine body was on the verge of awakening. Jiang Daoxin responded, Changes? Nothing besides being hungry. Does that count? Jiang Chen asked, You get hungry quickly? Jiang Daoxin replied, Yeah, I usually can last for hours between meals, but now I'm always hungry, like I can never get enough. Goyalu, star. As if on cue, Jiang Daoxin's stomach rumbled loudly. Jiang Chen said, Okay, I get it. Head to the backyard and grab something to eat. Just wait until brother gets back. Jiang Daoxin agreed. Okay, second brother. With that, he headed toward the backyard. At that moment, Jiang Chen noticed something else. Jiang Daoxin had actually lost weight. He had only been gone for a day, but he could see that Jiang Daoxin was visibly smaller than usual. This only strengthened Jiang Chen's theory. It looks like we can use this trip to the mountains to fully awaken Lao San's physique. A look of anticipation filled his eyes. Chapter 25 Ice Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While Jiang Daoxin cooked, Jiang Chen went back to his room to practice the chaos creation art. Meanwhile, at the Yun family estate, in Yun Shishue's room, the door creaked open. Yun Shishue stepped out. A maid standing guard said respectfully, Good morning, miss. Where's my father? Yun Shishue asked. He's at the treasure pavilion auction with some others, the maid replied. Auction, star. Yun Shishue paused, then asked, Has there been any reaction from the Jiang family since I went into seclusion? A cold glint flashed in her eyes as she mentioned the Jiangs. Even though the Luoyun sect's backing kept people from openly gossiping, most folks assumed Jiang Yu had been dumped. They figured the Jiang family was just trying to save face by spreading divorce rumors, but Yun Shishue knew the truth, that good-for-nothing, Jiang Yu, had divorced her. The Jiang family has kept a low profile since you went into seclusion, miss, the maid said. They're being squeezed by the Yun family and the other two major families. It won't be long before we can move on to the next phase of our plan. Yun Shishue's expression remained unchanged. She simply nodded. Okay, I understand. Then, she headed toward the main hall. She could have gone straight to the Luoyun sect, but she had a plan. She wanted to join the sect with everyone watching. The so-called assessment was just a formality. Her reasons were twofold. First, it would deter other factions. They'd know the Yun family had someone in the Luoyun sect and would think twice before messing with them. It was a form of protection. After all, once she joined the sect, who knew if she'd ever return? It was a long-term deterrent. Second, she wanted to rub Jiang Yu's nose in the difference between them, forcing him to face reality, and, if he dared to cross her path again after her last failed attempt to kill him, she'd finish the job this time. A sneer crept across her face. Arriving at the hall, Yun Shishue took a seat, closed her eyes, and focused on her cultivation. Click, click, star. As her power grew, the temperature in the hall dropped noticeably, and frost formed on the furniture. Whoosh, star. After a while, Yun Shishue slowly opened her eyes, a look of satisfaction on her face. As my ice body continues to awaken, my strength is growing faster and faster, she murmured. At this rate, I'll break through to the 8th level of body forging in no time. Tap, 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 star. Footsteps echoed from outside. A middle-aged man, followed by several elders, entered the hall. Seeing Yun Shishue, a warm smile replaced his serious expression. He hurried over to her. Swear, I didn't expect you to finish your seclusion so soon. I just bought something nice at the auction today. I think you'll find it useful. This was Yun Qianqiu, the head of the Yun family. Star. Intrigued by her father's excitement, Yun Shishue's eyes lit up with curiosity. Yun Qianqiu pulled a porcelain bottle from his robe and carefully placed it on the table. Pop. Star. As the bottle was opened, the aroma of elixir filled the hall. The elders couldn't help but show a hint of longing. They quickly suppressed it, knowing their talents had plateaued and the elixir would be wasted on them. Yun Shishue stood up, grabbed the bottle, and examined the ancient brown pill inside, a look of surprise on her face. Father, what does this pill do? How much did you spend on it? This is a top-grade qi in blood pill, Yun Qianqiu explained. It's only 3rd grade, but its effects are close to a 4th-grade pill. It enhances the qi and blood in a cultivator's body. Plus, it can cleanse the body, strengthen the physique, and improve one's cultivation talent to some degree. Are you saying it also cleanses the marrow and strengthens the bones? Yun Shishue asked. Yun Qianqiu nodded. It does a bit of that, though not as much. Master Gu Feng personally identified this pill, so it's definitely the real deal. It cost 30,000 low-grade spirit stones. 3 were auctioned off, and the highest bid reached 40,000. Yun Shishue nodded, understanding. The Yun family's spirit stone mine only produced 50,000 low-grade spirit stones a month. This pill was a serious investment. After a moment, Yun Shishue put the bottle back down. Swear, what are you doing? Yun Qianqiu asked, puzzled. He had bought the pill specifically for her. It's effective, and it would help me, Yun Shishue said calmly, but my body has already been baptized once. It would be more beneficial for Xingtang. Give it to him. Yun Xingtang was Yun Shishue's younger brother, the second son of the Yun family. But the Xiao family sent a pill too, Yun Qianqiu pointed out. If Xiao Feng takes it, he'll be stronger. His assessment is coming up soon. Are you sure this is okay? Don't worry, father, Yun Shishue said confidently. My ice body is mostly awakened now. Even with the qi and blood pill, Xiao Feng can't beat me. Chapter 26, Azure Dragon Body, Remnant Soul of the Emperor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing my daughter's confidence, Yun Qianqiu smiled. Alright, Shuer, he said, I'll give the elixir to Xingting. After their chat, Yun Shixue left the hall, and Yun Qianqiu turned to the elders for a discussion. Everyone, he began, our Yun family is crushing the Jiang family. I believe it's only a matter of time. What are your thoughts? The elder at the head pondered, then looked up. Master, he said gravely, we have a clear advantage. Let's not rush. We can slowly bleed the Jiang family dry. Besides, the Jiang and Yun families were once friends. A sudden break would look bad. The other elders nodded in agreement, though some disagreed. Master, one countered, the third elder is being too cautious. With the Luoyun sect backing us, we don't need to worry about gossip. It's safer to take down the Jiang family quickly. No one remembers the loser. Winners write the history. A heated argument erupted in the hall. Yun Qianqiu intervened, okay. We'll do it the third elder's way. Now isn't the time for grandstanding. The Shao and Bai families aren't pushovers. We need to be careful. If we push the Jiang family too hard, they might try a desperate gambit, causing us losses. Yun Qianqiu's decision silenced the hall. The third elder stood up slowly. The master is wise. He declared. The master is wise. The others echoed, rising to their feet. With the discussion concluded, Yun Qianqiu took the elixir and left for the Jiang family. Meanwhile, at the Jiang family meeting hall, Jiang Wenkang sat in the main seat, with Jiang Wenqing and other key figures arranged around him. They stared at the storage bag on the table, eyes filled with shock and joy. Jiang Wenkang paused, then spoke slowly. These are the spirit stones Yu'er gave us. They'll alleviate our immediate crisis. For now, we'll carry on as usual. The elder's eyes widened in disbelief. Even the usually composed Zhang Wenyuan was speechless. 100,000 low-grade spirit stones represented 2 months' worth of the Jiang family's income. They couldn't fathom where Jiang Yu had gotten them. Curiosity gnawed at them, but they held their tongues. Jiang Wenyuan resolved to speak with Jiang Daoxin again, urging him to study hard alongside Jiang Yu. At the same time, the elders gained even more respect for Jiang Yu. Even with his talent restored, he could still acquire spirit stones so quickly. He was truly extraordinary. Alright, Jiang Wenkang said. Everyone's been working hard. Take a couple of days to rest. After a few brief arrangements, Jiang Wenkang dismissed the elders, then turned his attention to Jiang Wenqing and Jiang Wenyuan. Wenqing, Wenyuan, he said, we're free today. How about we 3 brothers grab a drink? When the eldest brother speaks, we can't refuse, Jiang Wenqing replied with a smile. Jiang Wenyuan nodded in agreement. The 3 headed towards Jiang Wenkang's residence elsewhere. Jiang Yu arrived at Jiang Chen's place. After gathering some supplies, the 3 of them set off towards the 100-beast mountain range under the cover of night. Brother, Jiang Daoxin asked, what if my father can't find me? Don't worry, Jiang Yu replied. I told my father, and he'll explain it to your father. Jiang Daoxin nodded, pulling out some food to eat. Jiang Chen remained silent. 3 hours later, they arrived at the edge of the 100 Beasts mountain range and plunged into the wilderness. As they ventured deeper, their pace slowed. Roho, roars echoed through the darkness, creating a sense of unease. It was Jiang Daoxin's first time in such a place, and he felt a shiver of fear. However, seeing his brother's calm demeanor, he started to relax. After some time, Jiang Yu stopped. Let's find a place to camp for the night, he said. We can start searching for beasts tomorrow. It's too dangerous to move around at night. Sounds good, Jiang Chen agreed. They quickly found a stone cave, sealing the entrance with rocks, and started a fire. A few hares roasted over the flames, caught by Jiang Chen. They were common, low-level monsters in the 100 Beasts mountain range. Jiang Yu and Jiang Daoxin watched in surprise as Jiang Chen expertly prepared the rabbits. It was clear he'd done this before. "Don't just stand there," Jiang Chen said. "Help out if you want to eat." Jiang Yu and the others smiled, setting aside their questions about Jiang Chen's newfound skills and joining in. Soon, the rabbits were ready, crackling. Sparks flew, and the aroma of roasting meat filled the cave, making Jiang Daoxin's mouth water. While they waited, Jiang Chen used his system to scan his older brother. Name, Jiang Yu. Identity, Jiang family's direct descendant. Strength, 8th level of the body refining realm. Bloodline, none. Golden finger, remnant soul of the Great Emperor, 15% absorbed. Physique, Azure dragon body, 10% activated. Jiang Chen's eyes widened in surprise. Since the last time they'd met, Jiang Yu's strength had reached the 8th level of the body refining realm. And his physique was the legendary Azure dragon body. The Azure dragon body rivaled even the flying immortal body. With its full potential unleashed, his physical strength would be comparable to that of a pure-blooded dragon. Even more importantly, his brother had absorbed a remnant soul of the Emperor. The Daohe realm was also called the Emperor realm. Those who could reach it were rare geniuses, and the cultivation experience within their souls was priceless. Now, his brother possessed not only the Azure dragon body, but also the cultivation experience of an Emperor-level powerhouse. With both, he was truly unstoppable. Chapter 27: The Plans of the Two Great Families. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After about 15 minutes, the three of them dug in. Jiang Chen ate, but he kept a close eye on Jiang Dao's reaction. He noticed that tiny glowing particles appeared around Jiang Daoxin after he ate the rabbit meat, and these particles clustered around him. Clearly, the glow was energy from the rabbit. It wasn't much, but it confirmed Jiang Chen's suspicions. He could see all this because of his special eyes. Even a cultivator at a much higher level wouldn't have been able to spot it otherwise. Once they'd had their fill, they chatted briefly before starting their individual training. Jiang Yu taught Jiang Chen and the others some martial arts moves, and they listened carefully, remembering everything without asking questions. The next day, Jiang Yu led his two brothers around the 100 Beasts Mountains, sticking to the edge. They were still too weak. Venturing too far in would risk running into someone at the Divine Sea realm, or worse, a monster at that level. That would be fatal. Roar. Deep in the forest, roars echoed. Jiang Yu and Jiang Daoxin watched as Jiang Chen fought a giant bear. This black bear was a formidable opponent, but Jiang Chen held back, matching his strength to the bear's. They were evenly matched for a while, tearing up the trees around them. Jiang Yu's satisfaction grew as he watched Jiang Chen hold his own and even start to overpower the bear. He was becoming increasingly optimistic about his younger brother. Monsters were naturally stronger than humans. To beat one at the same level was rare. Jiang Chen was surpassing expectations. The more Jiang Yu saw, the happier he became. Jiang Chen's talent would be a great asset. Jiang Yu also noticed that his third brother was also benefiting. After only a few days in the 100 Beasts Mountains, his strength had already increased slightly. And Jiang Daoxin's physique was changing. He was losing the excess weight and looking more normal. His appetite, however, was growing. Truthfully, Jiang Daoxin was probably the one thriving the most in the 100 Beasts Mountains. He devoured half of every monster they killed. Rumble. Roar. With a final roar, Jiang Chen pierced the black bear through the chest, and it crashed to the ground. Jiang Daoxin immediately rushed towards the bear, grinning from ear to ear. "Second brother," he said, "how about bear paws tonight? They've got to be packed with nutrients." Jiang Chen smiled. "Sure thing. You get it ready, and I'll help in a bit." Jiang Daoxin beamed and dragged the bear's carcass towards the creek. Jiang Yu approached Jiang Chen. "Second brother, the Xianqing Sect and Luoyun Sect are about to start recruiting. We should head back." Jiang Chen nodded. "Let's leave tomorrow, then. That'll give us time to prepare." Jiang Yu agreed. After a brief conversation, they headed towards Jiang Daoxin, and the three of them quickly finished butchering the bear. Kamikaze City. The Shao and Bai families had started to worry. Xiao Yun and Bai Hongfei had been missing for days, and they suspected the worst. They sent out countless people to search, who eventually found the valley where Jiang Chen had dumped the bodies. Xiao Lingshan, the head of the Xiao family, led the way. He saw the torn clothes at the bottom of the valley, and his eyes narrowed. Yunner's clothes, Xiao Lingshan said. Whoever killed him will pay with their blood. Across the way, Bai Zhantang, the head of the Bai family, scowled. Bai Hongfei might have been illegitimate, but he was still his son. To be left in the wilderness like this, he was furious. Find out how Hongfei died within 3 days, no matter what it takes. Yes, sir. The men in black behind Bai Zhantang disappeared into the forest. Xiao Lingshan turned to his own men. What are you waiting for? Investigate. If you can't find the killer, I'll bury you all with my son. His men paled and rushed out of the valley. One of Xiao Lingshan's men stepped forward. He was Zhong Qing, Xiao Lingshan's most trusted advisor. Master, he said respectfully, I heard some time ago that the young master was planning to go after the second young master of the Jiang family. Do you think it could be? He trailed off, not wanting to imply anything directly. Bai Zhantang overheard the conversation. Xiao Lingshan said, Are you saying Yunner's death might be connected to Jiang Chen? Before Zhong Qing could answer, Bai Zhantang scoffed, Impossible. Jiang Chen is a nobody. 2 experts died this time, so you think he can do that? Zhong Qing replied, Jiang Chen doesn't have the power to kill 2 experts on his own, but he's not the only one in the Jiang family. What if others helped him secretly? Xiao Lingshan and Bai Zhantang fell silent. They exchanged a look, their eyes filled with malice. Bai Zhantang spoke, If the Jiang family is responsible for Hongfei's death, I wouldn't mind seeing one less family in Shenfeng City. Xiao Lingshan nodded. Then let's investigate the Jiang family. And let's contact the Yun family, too. If it was the Jiang family, the 3 of us will move together. Bai Zhantang said, Agreed. After further discussion, they left the valley with what remained of their sons. Before leaving, Xiao Lingshan ordered his men to clear the Valley of Monsters, as a small act of revenge. Chapter 28 Return to the Jiang Family, Sect Assessment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a flash, the next day, Jiang Chen and the others emerged from the 100-beast mountain range, heading back to the Jiang family with a newfound sense of purpose etched on their young faces. A faint, almost sinister aura clung to them, a testament to their days in the mountains. They'd definitely taken down their fair share of monsters. Meanwhile, in Kamikaze City, the Xiao and Bai families, after their own investigation, had zeroed in on the Jiang family. Xiao Lingshan and Bai Zhantang met in secret, joined by Yun Xingtan, to strategize. Inside the hidden room, Xiao Lingshan's face was a mask of cold fury. Yunner died at the hands of the Jiang family, he growled. I will have my revenge. I called you here to decide how we're going to handle this. Bai Zhantang spoke up, I'm in. I want to avenge Hongfei, and I'm ready to move now. His face twisted with a fierce intensity. Bai Hongfei might have been illegitimate, but Bai Zhantang had always favored him, even bringing him back into the family fold. All eyes turned to Yun Xingtan. He cleared his throat. I understand your feelings. Losing a son is a wound that never heals. But the sect's recruitment starts tomorrow. This isn't the right time to act. The Jiangs aren't going anywhere. We can deal with them after the recruitment is over. He continued, with the talent in your younger generation, passing the test shouldn't be a problem. With the sect's backing, we won't have to worry about a thing. Xiao Lingshan and Bai Zhantang's eyes lit up. Xiao Lingshan said, all right, let the Jiangs breathe for a little longer. With their weaklings? They don't stand a chance at passing the exam anyway. Bai Zhantang agreed. Let's make our move in a couple of days. With their plan set, they dispersed, each returning to make arrangements for the upcoming assessment. Back at the Jiang family, Jiang Chen and the others were immediately ushered into the main hall by Jiang Wenkong and the elders. Sensing the bloody aura around the trio, the elders exchanged satisfied glances. Jiang Wenqing turned to Jiang Chen. Chener, your training in the 100 Beasts Mountains seems to have paid off. You look different. At the same time, he breathed a silent sigh of relief. During Jiang Chen's absence, he couldn't help but worry about his son's safety. Jiang Chen smiled. I have to give credit to Big Brother. Without his help, we wouldn't have made such progress. Jiang Wenqing then addressed Jiang Yu. Thank you, Xiao Yu. I was wrong before. I hope you can forgive me. Jiang Yu quickly stood up. Second uncle, don't be serious. I should be thanking you. If it weren't for your elixir, I might not even be here today. He spoke sincerely, his expression earnest. Jiang Wenkang boomed, enough. We're family. Everyone, please sit down. Jiang Chen noticed his third uncle was studying Jiang Daoxin with open amazement. He muttered, almost to himself, are you really my son? Laughter exploded in the hall, and everyone turned to Jiang Daoxin, who blushed and scratched his head, a goofy grin spreading across his face. He mumbled, Dad, what are you talking about? Of course, I'm your son. Did you think I jumped out of a rock? The laughter intensified. Everyone understood Jiang Wenyuan's words were meant to highlight Jiang Daoxin's transformation and lighten the mood. It worked perfectly. The atmosphere in the hall relaxed, and the conversation flowed more freely. Despite the joking, Jiang Wenqing's eyes shone with pride as he felt his son's strength. After a moment, Jiang Wenkang cleared his throat. Lately, the three families have been acting up. I suspect they're planning something, possibly even targeting the Jiang family. Jiang Wenyuan replied, Brother, with the strength Jiang Chen and the others have now, they shouldn't have any problem passing the assessment. Don't worry so much. Once they're in the sect, those families won't dare to make a move, even if they're plotting something. Jiang Wenkang still looked worried. That's true, but you know your situation. Yun Shishue is a chosen disciple of Luoyun sect. I'm afraid this assessment won't be as easy as we think. Jiang Wenqing asked, are you worried the Luoyun sect people will target Xiaoyu and the others? Jiang Wenkang confirmed, yes. Silence descended on the hall. If the sect deliberately made things difficult for them, even if they scraped by, their lives within the sect would be miserable, even dangerous. Jiang Yu stood up. He looked at Jiang Wenkang. Father, don't worry. Both sects are here. I'm not planning on joining the Luoyun sect. They won't have the chance to target me. Jiang Chen nodded. That's right. We never planned to join the Luoyun sect. You don't have to worry about it. Relief washed over Jiang Wenkang's face. He'd been afraid Jiang Yu would be determined to join the Luoyun sect to confront Yun Shishue. Now, it seemed, Jiang Wenkang had underestimated his son's maturity. Alright, everyone, get some rest and prepare for tomorrow's assessment. Jiang Wenkang turned to Jiang Wenyuan. Wenyuan, keep an eye on those families. If you notice anything, let me know immediately. Got it, big brother. With that, everyone left the hall. Chapter 29, Sudden Enlightenment, The Magic of Double Pupils. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Creak. Back in his room, Jiang Chen pulled a secret manual from his system storage, the Earth-level martial skill he'd earned before, Dragon Elephant Sky-Suppressing Fist. Ding, star. Hey, I think I still have 3 enlightenment opportunities. But these techniques are instantly downloaded, so enlightenment's pretty useless, right? Ding. Wrong. The host can use enlightenment to master the Emperor's double eyes. While you've fully integrated the double eyes, it'll take ages to get the hang of its ultimate move. Using sudden enlightenment will massively boost your understanding of the Emperor Luo double eyes, unlocking its true power. Hearing the system's explanation, Jiang Chen grinned, sweet. Didn't realize I could use it like that. System, activate enlightenment. Ding. Preparing for enlightenment. System is actively shielding the area. Nothing happening here can be detected from the outside. Buzz. As the system spoke, Jiang Chen's mind roared. Then, a wave of dizziness washed over him. Opening his eyes, he found himself in a strange place, a bit like the time he awakened the Emperor Luo Double Eyes, but the scenery was different. Above, two figures were locked in combat. Before Jiang Chen could get his bearings, the battle suddenly zoomed in. A kid was throwing punches right at him. Sensing the terrifying power in the fist, Jiang Chen's eyes widened. He tried to raise his arms to block, but then realized he couldn't move. It was like his soul was disconnected from his body. He started to panic, but then his body moved on its own. An immense aura erupted from him as he quickly raised his fist and punched back. Rumble, star, the two fists collided in a deafening explosion. Bang, 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 They traded blows in a flurry. After watching for a while, Jiang Chen realized he was experiencing the fight from a first-person perspective. He was channeling the guy he'd seen when he first awakened the Emperor Luo Double Eyes, only younger. In this immersive state, Jiang Chen's combat experience skyrocketed. He could even feel how they channeled their energy. The battle intensified. Boom, star, after another exchange, they broke apart. Suddenly, Jiang Chen's vision went dark. When he opened his eyes again, the whole world seemed different. He understood immediately. They were about to use the Double Eyes special skill. Jiang Chen focused. World-destroying divine light. Faintly, he heard the words, boom, star. As the words echoed, Jiang Chen felt infinite power surge into his eyes. His gaze locked onto the kid in front of him. The kid's body was radiating light, runes flashed around him, filling the sky with monstrous power. Few, star, black light erupted from Jiang Chen's eyes, shooting toward the kid. Crack, 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 star. As the beam flew, the world twisted. Cracks appeared in the air, facing the Double Eyes attack. The kid stood his ground, channeling different magic techniques. They collided with the black beam. Boom, star. In that instant, Jiang Chen's vision went dark again. When he opened his eyes, his soul was back in his body. A faint black light flashed in his eyes, and his overlapping pupils looked even weirder. Rumble, star. Outside, thunder boomed, then, rain started pouring down. Bang, star. The window blew open, and a gust of wind rushed in. Jiang Chen shivered. He realized he'd broken out in a cold sweat during the Enlightenment. The cold wind felt bone-chilling. He also felt exhausted, like he'd just fought a major battle. His body ached. Click, star. He closed the window. After cleaning himself up, Jiang Chen collapsed back onto the bed. Memories flooded his mind. Besides the battle, Jiang Chen had also learned the secret of the world-destroying divine light. He was stoked. Seriously. Not only do I get combat experience from Enlightenment, but I can also learn secret techniques. After processing the memories, Jiang Chen's body relaxed, and a wave of sleepiness washed over him. He drifted off to sleep. The night passed quietly. When Jiang Chen opened his eyes, it was already noon. He hadn't even gotten out of bed yet. Then he heard a noise outside the door. Knock, 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 star. Second brother, you awake. The Sect people are almost at Kamikaze City. We gotta get ready. It was Jiang Daoxin. Jiang Chen jumped out of bed. Yeah, be right there. Creak, star. Opening the door, Jiang Chen saw Jiang Daoxin holding some food, standing outside and munching away. Ever since his strength increased, this guy had been eating non-stop. Jiang Daoxin, want some, second brother. He held out some food to Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen, nah, you go ahead. Where's big brother? Still not up. Jiang Daoxin, big brother said he needs to prep some stuff. He told me to get you first, then we hit up the family head together. Jiang Chen, let's go find big brother then. He headed out of the courtyard. Soon after, they ran into Jiang Yu, a smile on his face. He looked like he was in a good mood. Before Jiang Chen could say anything, Jiang Yu pulled out 2 porcelain bottles. He handed them to them. These are 4th grade dragon blood pills. They boost your chi and blood by about 10%. Not only will they give you more power, but they'll also toughen you up. Jiang Chen's eyes widened as he took the pill. Big brother, didn't know you could even cook up 4th grade pills. Jiang Yu, got a little lucky. Still a ways off from being a real 4th grade alchemist. Save it for later. No need to use it for this assessment. After hanging out for a while, the three of them were starting to get to know each other, and Jiang Chen wasn't about to turn down the gift. He took the elixir. Then, the three headed to the hall. Chapter 30, The Noble Families Gather Together and the Assessment Begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After they got to the hall, everyone who was supposed to be there had already arrived. Xuanhuan turned to them and said, "Today's the assessment. The future of the Jiang family rests on your shoulders." "Don't worry, Dad." Jiang Yu replied. Jiang Daoxin puffed out his chest. "Uncle, you got this. We're gonna ace this assessment." "Ha! Good, good, good!" Jiang Wenkong exclaimed. "Alright, let's get going. It's almost time." With that, the group left the Jiang residence and headed towards the assessment location. The streets were packed, even more so than usual. There were even quite a few out-of-towners. After all, anyone with the third level of body training or higher and under the age of 25 was eligible to participate. While they were walking, Jiang Wenqing pulled Jiang Chen aside. "Chener, your strength right now." He trailed off, a worried look in his eyes. The last time they'd talked, Jiang Chen had given off an aura that suggested he was at least at the 7th level of body training, maybe even the 8th. But lately, no matter how hard Jiang Wenqing looked, all he could sense from Jiang Chen was the 6th level. It didn't add up. Jiang Chen smiled reassuringly at his father's unspoken question. "It's just a little trickery. Don't worry, Dad. I won't let you down." Hearing that, Jiang Wenqing visibly relaxed, a relieved smile spreading across his face. As long as his son was healthy, that's all that mattered. They continued onward, the crowd thickening around them. But the Jiang family's status kept people at a respectful distance. Nobody dared get too close. The assessment was being held at the giant square in the center of Kamikaze City. When Jiang Chen and his family arrived, the other three major families were already there. The heads of those families were huddled together, chatting and laughing like old friends. Something wasn't right. Jiang Wenkong frowned, a realization dawning on him, and his expression turned grim. The other elders shared his worried look. They sensed something fishy. Usually, those families negotiated, but they were also rivals. Their relationships were always lukewarm at best, and friction was common, but today, the heads of the three families were thick as thieves. It was obvious something was up, not just to Jiang Wenkong and the elders, but to everyone in the crowd. A low murmur spread through the onlookers. "Whoa, looks like the three families have teamed up. Wouldn't surprise me. The Jiang family's been getting squeezed lately. If the other three all pile on, the Jiangs could be finished. Keep it down. You want trouble." As the whispers spread, Xiao Lingshan and the others noticed the Jiang family's arrival. They turned and stared, sneers playing on their lips. After a moment, Xiao Lingshan rose to his feet. He glared at Jiang Wenkong as he approached. "Jiang Wenkong, I didn't think your Jiang family would even dare to show your faces. Guess your little genius still has a shred of hope left and wants to give it one last shot." "Ha ha ha!" That the others roared with laughter, their eyes fixed on Jiang Yu with mocking grins. Xiao Lingshan was deliberately twisting the knife, trying to embarrass the Jiangs in public. Back when Jiang Yu's talent was still intact, he had completely overshadowed Xiao Feng, and Xiao Lingshan had never forgiven him. Now that his youngest son had died at the Jiang family's hands, he wasn't about to miss an opportunity to rub their noses in it. But instead of anger, Jiang Wenkong simply smiled. "Since the head of the Xiao family has so much interest, of course, I will fulfill your wish and let you see the number one genius of my Jiang family. I believe you will not be disappointed." He shot them a knowing look. "Huh?" Bai Zhantang and the others were taken aback by Jiang Wenkong's confident words. Xiao Lingshan had expected Jiang Wenkong to fly off the handle at his goading or, at the very least, to argue back. Instead, Jiang Wenkong had just smiled at them, like they were a bunch of clowns. It was unnerving. Before they could respond, Jiang Wenkong led the other elders away and headed for the Jiang family's designated spot. "You!" Xiao Lingshan sputtered, suddenly filled with a rage he couldn't quite place. Bai Zhantang leaned in close to Xiaolingshan. Let them have their moment. Once the test is over, it's their turn to die. Xiaolingshan took a deep breath, visibly calming himself. All right, let them have this one. He sat back down, a dark cloud hanging over his face, and his eyes darted towards the Jiang family from time to time. Beside him, Bai Zhantang's expression was equally cold, his fists clenched tight, a murderous glint in his eyes. Behind him, a young man in his early 20s slowly raised his head. Father, don't worry. Once I get into the Luoyun sect, I'll make the Jiang family pay. Bai Zhantang's face softened with pride. Good, Su'er. You're a good son. The young man was Bai Su, Bai Zhantang's eldest son. He was at the fifth peak of body forging. He wasn't quite as talented as Xiao Feng or Yun Shishue, but he was still one of the best in Kamikaze City. He should have no problem passing the assessment. Hey, what's that? Someone shouted, drawing everyone's attention. Eyes widened in disbelief. A black shadow was hurtling through the sky above Kamikaze City, heading straight for the square. As it drew closer, everyone realized it was a massive flying boat, with a crowd of people standing on the bow.